mentioning much technical details, and then we'll put constraints from the Event Horizon Telescope on the modified gravity. So what we are trying to ask is, there are several questions are answered by the Event Horizon Telescope result, but we are interested in, because being a theoretician, I'm interested in modified theories black hole. So let's see whether it can answer question related to modified theories black hole, or it can shed some light on the unanswered question like dark matter, right? So that is what I'm trying to do in this. So because it's a airy black hole, so let's start with the Noether theorem. So we say that stationary isolated black hole in GR is completely characterized by only three parameters. So that is mass, angular momentum, and electric charge. So this is the picture which says Noether, coined by Wheeler theorem, right? But we know that in astrophysical, the black hole, the charge is negligible, and therefore it is mainly described by the Kerr solution. GR has a general solution, most general rotating solution as a Kerr-Newman, but since Q is neglected, so we have only Kerr solution. And this was given by the great man Roy Kerr. Incidentally, we heard him in MG recently in Marshall-Grossman meeting, where he was challenging singularity theorem. So that is another point, right? So let's see. So this is a hairy Kerr black hole given by the gravitational decoupling approach. Let me say one word about few sentences about the gravitational. It's a very simple approach where you can generate hairy Kerr black hole or black hole with the additional matter. So you start with a seed matrix like Kerr, and you can generate Kerr-Newman or any other hairy Kerr black hole. So also true in the non-rotating case. So the only requirement is that we want existence of event horizon and, very important, strong energy or dominant energy condition. Now, what is hairy black hole? The hairy black hole in the question is maybe it may have additional charge, gate charge or global charge, which may not be according to the Gauss law like the electrodynamics, right? And also the requirement here is only the black hole must satisfy the energy condition, either strong energy condition in this rotating or dominating energy condition. The important thing is that it encompasses the Kerr black hole. This is the additional part here, so it encompasses the Kerr black hole. So this is what we are looking. So only actually this is a general metric in Boyer-Lindquist coordinate, and it is a generalization of the Kerr black hole with this additional term. So we have two terms. We have alpha and L0. L0 was termed by these people who gave this solution as a primary here, maybe because it is because of the additional global charges. So that was their claim. We took their claim and analyzed this solution in the at least two papers, mainly two papers, right? Now let's say, so if we look for the parameter space where there is a black hole, so this is the black hole, right? And this is the naked singularity. This is the naked singularity, which is dependent on alpha, right? So this is the parameter space of the black hole. I will be restricted to this region. This region, not I will not talk about the naked singularity, because the naked singularity is still important, but I'll say little bit later, right? So this is the horizon. Horizon is supposed to be is the coordinate singularity where delta vanishes, and it corresponds to the horizon, which is solution of delta is equal to 0. So this picture we have shown hairy Kerr black hole with the varying parameter alpha as well as L0, right? So the green light corresponds to the extremal black hole, and whereas Kerr black hole, the black line corresponds to the Kerr black hole. So we can see that the horizon radius is decreasing. This itself says many things about the shadows, but I won't say at the moment. But later on, you can see that this important that Cauchy horizon is merging. So this can be seen better in this picture, that the event horizon is is changing, but later on this Cauchy horizon is what merging, right? So this is the good property of the black hole. And as I said, it encompasses Kerr black hole. So it is nice to see picture always about the Kerr black hole, because this will help us to understand more about the hairy Kerr black hole. So it has a singularity like ring singularity, which is shown here. So if it is, you see from the top view, it will look like the spherical. The horizon will look like like spherical. But if we see from the side view, then that is like in the equatorial plane, then we'll see maximum effect of the distortion or shadow, right? Horizon in the case of Kerr black hole is this, and static limit, and in between region between the static limit surface and the event horizon is called the ergo region, which is also very important from the Penrose point of view. Penrose process, that is another topic, right? So this is important. Next, if we plot the horizon of the hairy this ergo region of the hairy Kerr black hole, then it looks like this. So rightmost is corresponding to the Kerr black hole. So rightmost is corresponding to Kerr black hole, and where your L is approximately equal to 2m. In the beginning slide, I said L when tends to 2m, then it becomes Kerr. So if you decrease L, then you get extremal black hole, which is on some value of L, and then disconnected horizon, which is a naked singularity. So this is a few comments about the horizon. But my main talk is about the black hole shadow. I'll just talk about little bit about the history. It was started with the paper by Singh in 1966, where he gave the angular size of the Schwarzschild black hole, angular size. It gives a method to calculate the angular size of the non-rotating black hole. And then Luminet gave the detailed idea of the image of the spherical black hole. But Bardeen gave the detailed idea of the rotating black hole, how to make a shadow, black hole shadow, which I'll be discussing a bit later. But the image was possible only when the paper by Philipp came, German Netherlands researcher, came only in 2000, when it gave the idea of imaging Milky Way in the center of galaxy using VLBI technique, right? And then finally in 2017, there was an observation. In 2019, in paper of six astrophysical later, they published the first image of the black hole. So here I'm showing a simulation. This is a simulation. So when a black hole embedded in an optical thin emission region, it will produce a signature, namely shadow. Now, if you see the ring is composed of photon from the hot or radiating gas surrounding the black hole, right? And the dark region is the center termed as shadow. It is because of the photon which is absorbed by the black hole. It is captured by the black hole. So there are three types of black hole: the scattered black hole, the captured black hole, and one is the unstable. So we are interested in unstable photon orbit, and automatically the center will be assumed to be black, right? So how we go about this? So this is a very simple schematic diagram in the case of Schwarzschild black hole. So this is a light source, and if it is absorbed by the black hole, it will show the dark portion. Whereas if you start with a light source, and if it reaches the observer, then it will cause the photon ring. That will be the circle, right? That will be it is a photon ring image which will be increased by because of the gravitational lensing. So that is called the shadow, right? In it, but center will be automatically the dark region, right? So we are interested in motion of the photon motion. So we have to start with the Hamilton-Jacobi, right? So geodesic motion of photon around black hole is necessary to study the shadow formation, and for this purpose we consider test particle around the any rotating or stationary axially symmetric black hole spacetime. Most of the black holes, including in modified theory, they are independent of T phi and therefore corresponding to two killing vector and they correspond to conserved quantity. The photon in the rotating case does not move in the single plane, so the problem is more complex, right? Now, is a complex partial differential equation, and we use Hamilton-Jacobi. E and L, they are available because of these two coordinate T and phi being cyclic, right? So they correspond to Killing vector, and this equation need to be solved, right? Which was solved by the Brendan Cartan, and he, because of the Carter constant, and it reduces to the first order differential form, right? This is very important, and we need only this first order differential form. This first order differential form, and this was given by Brendan Carter, and this formalism of Carter is applicable in most of the modified black holes. In some cases, you have to modify a little bit, which was which can be easily done, right? So we introduce the impact parameter. We are interested in spherical photon orbit and spherical unstable photon orbit or circular orbit, which mathematically correspond to R or R dot is equal to 0 from this equation, right? So R or R dot is equal to 0, and also it is also equivalent to what the effective potential having local maximum or extremum, right? So when we solve these two equations, so it will give us the critical parameters associated. Now this critical parameter we have calculated in terms of delta, and therefore it is true for any general axially symmetric or rotating black hole, right? Now if you put here this, then it will be corresponding to Hairy-Kerr black hole, which we are considering, which is in the question, or any other black hole. So delta will change in the other black hole because our metric we have written in such a way that it only delta is affected with the change of metric, right? So photon orbit, in the case of Kerr, it can be evaluated to the exactly. So we have to solve eta is equal to 0, right? So there are two types of orbit. One is the RP prograde, and another is the retrograde, right? So one is the co-rotating, another is the counter-rotating. So this can be evaluated. Very close. So co-rotated can go very close to the black hole because of the length effect, and the counter-rotating will be far away from the black hole. So this can be evaluated exactly, and when you take the case of non-rotating like partial A is equal to 0, then it becomes exactly is equal to 3, and that is the photon sphere. So here we have shown three types of orbit. One is eta is equal to eta c will correspond to unstable photon orbit, which is our interest. So this is a schematic diagram where I have shown all. This is event horizon. This is the inner one RP minus, and this is the RP plus. So this is the photon region. This is the photon region of the Kerr black hole. Schematically, I have shown for any rotating black hole it is valid, right? So let's see how we calculate because ultimately this xi and eta which I have calculated will be useful to connect to the celestial coordinate, because this is the observer. Light ray will emanate from the source, and it will reach observer after deflecting at the black hole. Because of black hole, it will be deflecting. This is the inclination angle, and observer is supposed to be very far away from the black hole. It is at the asymptotic, right? So he will see the shadow in the celestial. So we are projecting the photon sphere on the celestial plane. So we need to calculate what is this xy, because we want to draw in the we want to see in the plane. So that has to be plotted on the plane. That has to be calculated. The celestial coordinate has to be xy has to be calculated. So this is given by this. So we had made a projection on the celestial plane, and then assume that the observer is at the infinity, far away. So it is given by this, and this is already known to us because we have solved Hamilton-Jacobi in the first differential form. If we put this, then it will convert to this, right? Xi critical and eta critical is already calculated. So this will give the xy coordinate, and the plot of x versus y in a parametric plot will give us the shadow, right? That will give us the shadow of the black hole. Now, in the equatorial plane, if we take the equatorial plane, theta is equal to pi by 2, then it becomes very, very simple. Very, very simple. Right? So, x, when you put m for the hairy case, it will become like this. Right? Mr, I have again written in the general, because if you put m of r is equal to m, this will become Kerr case. And when you put again a is equal to 0, this will become Schwarzschild, which will be a perfect circle. That will be a perfect circle. So this is the celestial coordinate, and this will be responsible for the plotting of the shadow, which is a parametric plot x versus y, right? X versus y. The left side plot is for the non-rotating case, where we have taken a is equal to 0, non-rotating hairy Kerr black hole, right? So outermost, as you say, L0 is increasing, so outermost correspond to the Schwarzschild black hole, and this is so hairy black hole in the non-rotating as well as rotating cause a smaller shadow. This is for the case of Kerr, where we have taken alpha is equal to 0. You can take alpha is equal to 0 or L0 is equal to 2m to get the Kerr black hole shadow. So this you can see, if you increase a, this is increasing a. So when you go from blue to dark, the distortion increases. So as the black hole is more rapidly rotating, it becomes more distorted. So that is the effect of rotation. Whereas in case of non-rotating case, it becomes perfect circle. Now similar plot is done for the hairy Kerr black hole. So again you see L0 is changing from 0 to 2m. So 2m will correspond, 2m will correspond to the Kerr case. And you can see same effect like in rotating case. This becomes what? Smaller and smaller, and it becomes more distorted. So that is about the shadow. But main is comparison. This is a simple analytical plot of shadow. Now main is how the M87 observation constrained this. You can also make a simple program in Python to make this. So you can see rotation. As you increase the rotation, it will increase your distortion. The distortion is increasing with the rotation. So that is very clear. It is a simple program which can be modified for any black hole in the case of right. This I'm just producing a flash. We have done for many black holes. So because I said testing the modified gravity. So but more interest is in the Gauss-Bonnet, well-defined Gauss-Bonnet gravity, which I will come in the last. Just because as an example, I'm taking only hairy Kerr black hole, but in the last slide, I'll put about the Gauss-Bonnet if our time permits. So let's talk about the very overview of the Event Horizon Telescope. So it's a basically Earth-sized virtual telescope. Global, it's a Earth-sized, by they are connected through the VLBI technique. The main aim is what? To take the picture of black holes sitting in the center of galaxy, our galaxy or nearby galaxy. Main target was Sagittarius star or M87, right? So it operates at the angular resolution, right, at the event horizon scale, right, and employs millimeter wavelength. VLBI technique is used as proposed by the German, Netherlands scientist. So I will use many times angular diameter. So angular diameter can be calculated this by using this formula. So it is 2.60 into RS and twice because this is the radius, right? Originally this formula was given by Sinch. And that's why I mentioned earlier. So this is the formula given by the Schwarzschild black hole for the angular radius. And this can be approximated to this for the asymptotic observer, So it will come out to be equal to this. And this measurement was the prior to the Event Horizon Telescope, which was a bit changed by the right. So this was the picture. This is the right hand side is the simulation. The left hand side is what the actual picture. So Event Horizon team took almost 2 years after taking observation in 2017 to release the first picture in 29. That two of the nearby galaxies M87, Messier 87. Right. Sagittarius A star observation also was done, but there was no result given because of the some reason. Right. This simulation helped this people they, because they did image processing to get the physical picture. Right. This was the picture. So the brighter side is the material rotating towards Earth is Doppler boosted and becomes brighter because of the Doppler boosted or the relativistic beaming. So this was the actual. The 4 day observation put in the 4 day different day observation April 11, 5, 6, 10 put in this form of a symmetric ring. Right? The result is combination. The asymmetric ring is the combination of the gravitational lensing and I said before the relativistic beaming. This is the signature of the black hole disappearance in the center, and this is because it is towards the Earth. Right. The main result what they gave from the earlier result was mass. The earlier mass was 3.327 10 to the power 9. They gave 6.5 into 10 to the power 9 solar mass. Right. Distance was used this, and they gave the crescent diameter of this shadow as 42 plus minus 3 micro arc second. Right. And one more thing, deviation from the perfect circle. Perfect circle is about 10%. And that too happens at the very high value of A. Although they say about A, but no specific value of A was given. No specific value was given. The result of M87 was according to the Kerr black hole of the general relativity, but they didn't rule out modified gravity. They didn't say much about, but the following papers when they examined the modified gravity was not ruled out. There are other objects like wormhole and naked singularity, which can also cause photon sphere, but they are completely ruled out by the. They are not compatible with the M87. They are ruled out. But good news for the Sudan and Sunil, the Gravitas star is not ruled out. Right? They also cause shadow. They also cause photon sphere, and so is the boson star. They are not ruled out. Modified theory, I say, is not ruled out because the Kerr black hole is also the solution of modified gravity. So these are the three major things. These are the three major things. Our axial ratio is also less than 4/3, right? So mass, which was different from earlier, the crescent diameter is 42 plus minus 3 and circular deviation. Now these two observable, these two things, crescent diameter and circularity deviation, I will use to check whether it is consistent with our modified gravity black hole. I have given an example of Kerr black hole, but I will also talk about the 4D Hubble black hole because that is very interesting gravity. Right. So let's see. So observed image, as I said, of M87 is nearly circular and of crescent shape, and circularity deviation is about 10%, and the angular size is what 42 plus. So I define these two. So we are using polar coordinates. This is the circular. This is suppose shadow schematic diagram, and with the center, this is the center. Your YC can be 0 because it's the center, right? And R phi is the radius. This is the phi. You can calculate the angle phi. So R bar is the root mean square, right? Average. This is average, and this is the definition of the delta C. This is given by many people. Is also done in our paper. 2 papers, one with Rahul and another this. So I mentioned 2 papers where we have given this definition. This is the definition of circularity deviation given by many people. So we will use this circularity deviation, and this is the angular diameter. RS is the shadow radius here, shadow radius. RS radius. Although it looks very simple formula, the calculation is very complex, and you need to do many calculations for calculating even shadow of the, for example, emitting 7. Right. So I will use this these two observable, and we are looking for the parameter space. We are looking for the intersection of the parameters. See, both should be satisfied. So we are looking for the parameter space, whether we can get respectable parameter space where both circularity deviation and angular radius is satisfied. So that is what we are looking for, right? So let's see the first circularity deviation. The upper half, the upper panel is for the equatorial plane and the lower panel is for the 17 degree. Now the 17 degree was used by Event Horizon Telescope, and as I said in the beginning, the 19 degree equatorial plane will give maximum, will see equatorial plane observer will see maximum distortion. The white region here is what? Forbidden region. This is the forbidden region, and you can see that this has to be less than 10%. So that is about 0.1. So you can see in all the figures, whether I take equatorial plane or 17 degree, this is much less than 10%. Right? This is less than 0.1. So hairy curve black hole, if I say, it is satisfied. It satisfies the circularity deviation is satisfied in the entire parameter space of A and L0. There are two parameters here, A and L0. L0 and alpha is also related, but we have plotted for different alpha. So the circularity deviation for the hairy curve black hole is satisfied for the entire parameter space. That is good news. Now let's say the angular diameter. As in the previous case, this is the case of the upper panel is the case of 90 degree equatorial plane, and this is the case of the 70 degree. Again you see that this is the forbidden region, and this is the line. Because this line is plotted at 39 microarc second, which was predicted by the Event Horizon Telescope. 42 plus minus 3 microarc second. So we took 1 sigma minus 3. So this is 39. So inside this region, our hairy curve black hole is consistent with the Event Horizon Telescope. But this region is not satisfied. But we have a countable space, which is in fact good counted number. We have a finite space with countable number of points where the hairy curve black hole is consistent with the Event Horizon Telescope. I will take about one more black hole, which is a 4D EG black hole, because it is not necessary that it should hold for one modified theory black hole and doesn't hold for other. So let's check what happened with the 4D EG black hole. It was recently in the news. This 4D EG black hole was recently in the news for the various reasons, because this creates a non-trivial dynamics in 4D EGB. Earlier EGB requires the high dimension. This black hole given by the Galvan Lin creates a by making a transformation of alpha. They make non-trivial dynamics in the 4-dimensional. So this is a parameter space. As I said in the beginning, only delta will change. Other thing will remain same. So I won't give detail. Only I've given the parameter space, the parameter, no black hole and black hole. I want to check whether this satisfies the condition of the Event Horizon Telescope. So again we have plotted. This is the circularity deviation. On the left is 19 degree. On the right is 17 degree. Right. Now this is forbidden region. This is also forbidden region. This is the line. From the Event Horizon Telescope. Right. So if we see in this region, it is satisfied for the 90 degree. Whereas if I take 17 degree, it is satisfied for the entire. It is satisfied for the entire parameter space. So circularity deviation is again fine, but if we compare with the previous case circularity deviation was valid for the entire parameter space. For the entire parameter space, here it is a little bit constrained. So this puts some constraint on the 4GB. So Hairy curve black hole is preferred in terms of circularity deviation. Now, angular diameter, which is because we are looking for the both should be satisfied. So here again, this is forbidden, and here in this region, the left line is again 90 degree and right is it is 17 degree, right? So in this region, it is satisfied. So 4D EGB is also in the finite space with uncountable points satisfy the result, or it is consistent with the event horizon telescope, right? So two example, but we have taken many other example. I don't have time. I want to quickly take one application. We want to apply this shadow to one application for estimating black hole parameter. So this is important, and this was published with Rahul in this paper. Why we came up with the parameter estimation? The parameter estimation associated with black hole has a history. The many people are trying to estimate, right? In the shadow also there are many methods, but those methods require particular. They assume that the shadow is approximated by some symmetry. Now in our case, because shadow, as we see in the event horizon telescope, it is not a particularly circular, and there are also reasons for not circular because there are a lot of noisy data, right? So our method is irrespective of shadow size and shape. It can be applicable to any. So we introduced two very simple observable area of the shadow. Very complicating because it has to be calculated from this to RP minus to RP, right? So prograde to retrograde, integrated, and then you can calculate area of the black hole. So in this case, we will calculate the area of the black hole, and this is the distortion. Now distortion is maximum generally for the curved black hole, which is √3/2, and it is for the circular because it is the measure of x-axis and y-axis. So for circular case, it will be equal to 1. So what we do, we take Hairy curve black hole, or we take 4D black hole and calculate area and distortion, assuming black hole, right? Now we know y and x. I have given the formula for y. Using that, we can integrate, right, approximately, and then calculate a, d, and then we plot, make a contour plot. So let's see. So this is a contour plot. This is a simple contour plot of A. A is the red line, which is area. D is the distortion, is this line, right, blue line. So, and then you take the intersection point, and this is a plot, parametric plot, plotted in the parameter space of A and L0. In the case of Hairy curve black hole, same can be done in the case of 4D EGB, where you have to plot in the parameter space of A and alpha, right? And this important type, the intersection points gives us the unique value of the what? Of the parameter associated. So this point will give for L0 will give us exact value of the parameter A and L0, right? So given A and D, with this method, I can calculate any two parameters associated with the black hole, any two parameters, right? So here we calculate A and L0, and this I have summarized in this table. So for A and D, that is calculated for the Hairy curve black hole, and you estimate the value of A. So you can see that with A increasing, this also increases and this decreases. This is the decreases. So this is done numerically. And this code was written by all our students, Rahul and Misbah, right? So this is the parameter estimated. Now you can do for many black hole. I've done many for many black hole. We have done for Kerr-Newman, we have done for Bardeen, non-singular, and the result and details can be found in this paper. With all A and value of A and D given in the form of series for the various black holes, and they are also the value of A and D are also evaluated for the Sagittarius A star and also for M87 in the paper. So details can be found in the paper, right? Now we have I have few minutes, so I can say that this circularity, I said two observables: circularity deviation and the angular diameter. Both are satisfied for the case of Hairy-Kerr black hole. It was for the entire parameter, but in case of 4D EGB, there is some constraint on the parameter space, right? The angular diameter within 1 sigma region, because we plotted at 39. We put the line on the demarcation on the 39. This was true for 42 plus minus 3. So I put a line on the 39. So this is also restrict some parameter space. They put constraint on the parameter space, right? And therefore that is also satisfied. So this is our modified series black hole is consistent. Two black hole which we consider more or less have finite parameter space in which they are consistent with the event horizon telescope. So we can say that M80 shadow does not rule out the Hairy-Kerr black holes or as a matter of fact 4D EGB black hole. And we have done for other black hole which I am not saying. Even if there is a potential difference, there are potential difference which I showed in the various shadow figures that it is different from the 4D EGB. That difference is on the order of micro arc second. So micro arc second. So we don't have enough ability at the moment, like Event Horizon Telescope cannot resolve this micro arc second deviation, right? So therefore these results are consistent with the Event Horizon Telescope. Now what is future? Future is that we need extra next generation Event Horizon Telescope. Already came, they have already done observation with additional telescope. In the previous case, it was 8 telescope. Now it is going to 12, at the moment 10. And therefore, next Event Horizon Telescope, which will work with the lower wavelengths, this was at 1.3 mm, that will operate at 0.8 mm, and therefore we have to wait whether exactly modified theory. At the moment, it is same, but approximately same in the finite parameter same. So we have to wait for this, right? The black hole, which I consider, it can also occur because of the surrounding matter. The surrounding matter can be anything, like it can be dark matter. So it will also shade the result. Our result will also shade light on the, probably if is result can be shading light on the dark matter, right? And also on the stability. As I said, higher resolution image can be achieved by going to the shorter wavelength. So that they have already gone. They will be going to 0.8 mm. Lastly, last point, because my time is almost gone. So Sagittarius A star. Sagittarius A star was also observed, but yet no result was declared. There was no result given yet, because Sagittarius A star is tougher target, although it is closer to us, because it is like that was 42 estimated. This is only 52 micro arc second. So that is more closer to us, but it is a problem because of that it operates at very shorter time scale, right? So this was the main target, but result was declared. We thought Sagittarius A star will be given, but they have given the result of M87. I don't know when they will, but they say sooner or later we will also get the result of Sagittarius star. So I can stop there. Thank you so much.